has also reached in this breaking update. What we are now learning, and this seems to be back-to-back, meetings, back-channel talks and negotiations. Vijay is now getting a political life, experience right from the sets to the political life, because this is now reality check that is now coming in his way as to how politics works, as to how negotiations work. And of course, keeping the coalition together would be one of the many challenges if Vijay is sworn in, sooner than later, as far as the challenges are also concerned of fulfilling those promises that he seems to have made to the people there on that very mandate. However, appearing and emerging as the single largest party, Kritika, but still falling short of a majority, Vijay has multiple challenges ahead of him.
Well, absolutely. You've been rightly using the word almost there. That is, in fact, how we will be able to aptly describe the situation in which Vijay and his party TVK has been since the time the results have come in. 108 mandate, the strongest mandate that any party has been able to score in the state of Tamil Nadu. Yet, after almost 5 days since the results have come in, there is still no invitation from the governor to Vijay to form the government. As you rightly pointed out, even as of last night, he was able to submit letters of support accounting for up to 116 MLAs. So he's still falling short of 1 or 2 MLAs. We're yet to hear from the VCK, and the governor has, in taking cognizance of that, again refused to grant him his stake to the government, has not invited him. Currently, we're also stationed outside Vijay's residence, but what we can observe right now is that after the lull of the last few days, now again police escort vehicles have been stationed. So this is something that was scaled back. Remember the convoy we had reported on, that the convoy was pulled back at May 6th at the night. Of course, we've seen Vijay roam about in his own personal vehicles. Again, you'll be able to see a few police VIP escort vehicles, in fact, stationed in here. There is police deployment as well at this place. Of course, is this a suggestion of Vijay reaching the number? Only now a confirmation from the governor's office can in fact attest to that. Remember, there is also a new element to all of this. TTV Dinakaran has now alleged horse trading claims, for which he's gone to the governor late at night, in fact, to the governor as well as to the Guindy police station, wherein he has lodged a complaint. So will the governor now again be extending the entire process of verification of the letters of support that he has received from the end of Vijay? Is also going to be a big factor in his swearing in, which again seems to be elusive as of today is concerned. Over to you, Amita.
Well, because that was being said earlier that there would be 2 swearing-ins that would be taking place. One in Bengal, one in Tamil Nadu. However, the Bengal one seems to be happening. We're getting an update that the Prime Minister has also landed. But in the meantime, as far as that very position of the Chief Minister still eludes as far as Vijay is concerned, we're in the meantime talk about, because there seems to be a lot of drama that has also played out last evening, and we have some exclusive conversations lined up, because what we are getting to know as far as AMMK is concerned. Now, this is a party which is led by TTV Dinakaran, which is actually supporting the NDA. AIADMK, in fact. So when we talk about as far as this forged letter support is now concerned, this is now another controversy where a complaint has now added a fresh flashpoint to this intensifying political showdown between 2 political parties over the backing of AMMK's only MLA, and that is Kamaraj S. Now, in the tight race to stake claim to power, TTV Dinakaran has now leveled this explosive allegation against the TVK, claiming that his party submitted a forged letter to show support of his MLA to the TVK, and however, he has come out to say that there was no such support letter that was issued by the AMMK MLA, alleging that this is nothing but fabrication, horse trading and forgery that seems to be taking place in this political drama, where he's taken up the complaint with the police and also with the governor.
In the TV around 7:30 or 8, I forget that the support letter was given by TVK.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Vijay, and that AMMK MLA,
yes, sir,
his support letter is in the annexure, like
yes,
it is there. I got shocked. I tried to call him. He was till evening. I spoke to him. Then I thought he may be on the way or kept the phone somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Then I felt that they have called him and asked about the letters and all. He is also rushing there. I went to the governor and I told him that my MLA, I'm not able to contact him, and that letter, I didn't give any letter, I didn't give him any consent also.
Okay, sir.
So it's either forgery or it may be horse trading is going on. You please take necessary steps.
Was that a forgery one, Mr. Kamraj?
Yes, the 401.
Okay.
It's a forgery one.
Okay. And did they try to approach you offering any money and anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
You demand action on TVK for submitting forgery letter?
Yes, action. Filing a complaint.
Okay.
You filed a complaint.
Well, that was this exclusive conversation with TTV Dinakaran saying that he never gave the consent to his only MLA to extend support to the VCK, and the letter of support by the AMMK, support is only fabricated and forgery. To over this, Saravanan of the DMK seems to be taking a jibe at the AMMK and also the TVK, suggesting that if this is horse trading taking place, and that is only those two words that has now been shared by Mr. Saravanan of the DMK, when it comes to this support, has it not been extended or not? Because there is a purported video on part of TVK which has been released showing the same MLA writing a letter of support. So that has now been said on part of the TVK that all of the allegations that are leveled on part of the AMK is politically motivated and they are false and baseless, to which the DMK meanwhile having an opinion if this is horse trading taking place. So who exactly is he now pointing at? A party which is about less than 2 years old indulging in horse trading or trying to get support as much as possible and as soon as possible to avoid any political instability in the state, because this is something where the DMK point of view has been when it comes to conceding defeat and then talking about these emergency powers to MK Stalin to avoid any instability in the state of Tamil Nadu, because there were earlier reports and suggestions that also talked about the very possibility, although it seems dim, but if the coming together of the DMK and the AIA-DMK is also concerned, that at one time seemed unthinkable. But at the end of the day, we are talking about politics, rivalry, friendship, foes. Anything can happen, anything can change over here. So the DMK now seems to be taking a dig at Vijay. And now, as far as the number game is also concerned, Mr. Rajagopalan is with us. Rashid Kidwai is also joining us here on the broadcast. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Rajagopalan, sir, what's happening in Chennai, sir? We were expecting Vijay to take oath today, sir. That's not happening today.
Amrita, the fight is between Udayanidhi and Vijay. As simple as that. Tamil Nadu politics never seen this type of seesaw, 116 against 116. The Tamil Nadu economy, the administration are all going for sixes. It's an eyeball to eyeball clash between DMK and TVK. VCK is also playing politics. They want deputy chief ministership. He's a Dalit Tirumambalam, Dalit leader. He's a Chota Ambedkar of Tamil Nadu. But at the same time, Amrita, there are 26 MLAs from Dalit community with TVK. They are all up in arms. We have to be promoted. He has got only 2 MLAs. How can you bring a deputy chief minister post? Because he has to accommodate others also as a deputy chief minister. That's one. Second thing is a nasty, dirty politics, splits between the ADMK, DMK, etc. There is a huge clash, Paisa Gumare, horse trading and resort politics. These 4 are very much thing. My simple understanding is DMK MLAs, MPs are all fearing the arrest. They are all worried about Vijay will take harsh decision on DMK and fear of witch hunting by DVK on DMK. These are all certain things. I know for certain facts. The Red Giant company of Mr. Udayanidhi will also be in great crisis.
We'll see exactly what happens, because is DMK ready to sit in the opposition? Mr. Kidwai, Dr. Ranganathan is back with us. So good morning to you. Mr. Kidwai, what is your opinion? What's going to happen today? Do you believe that Vijay finally is expected to take oath? Single largest party, yes, but however fragmented, that seems to be the mandate.
So Amita, I am really surprised. My senior colleague, Mr. Rajagopalan, is blaming everyone except for the governor. It is the misconduct of the governor that we have this sorry state of affairs in Tamil Nadu. It is not the job of a governor to ascertain whether Mr. Vijay enjoys majority or not. That there has to be a floor test. What the governor is implying that the loser plus loser plus losers can come up and form the government. See, all the horse trading or reports of horse trading is taking place because of Raj Bhavan, not because of the kind of mandate that Mr. Vijay has got.
But sir, on his own, sir, did Vijay have the numbers to form the government on his own, sir? If no Congress support, if no CPI, if no CPM support, did Vijay have the numbers to form the government, sir?
Amita, that is, yeah. So Amita, from PV Narasimha Rao government to Yadurappa government to Devendra Fadnavis government to Goa government to Manipur government, there are several precedences are there. It is the discretion of the governor and the to allow a single largest party to do that. The floor test would have established all that. So that is not happening, and that's even if Mr. Vijay has 108 or now it's gone up to 115, 116, there is a reasonable scope, politically speaking, that Mr. Vijay can run a minority government unless everyone comes together and leads to the fall of the government.
But then, sir, would you will remember, during the UPA time, a term that was often used was coalition compulsion. And that is going to be the biggest challenge there for a man who has never had that kind of an experience to lead the government. I believe Dharani is also with us right now. Dharani, when are we expecting the briefing to begin?
Well, we are right now at the VCK headquarters. The PC was supposed to start by 10 a.m. In the media communication that was sent to the channels, VCK told that Thirumavallavan will be addressing the press conference around 10 a.m. But it looks like there is a small delay in the press conference at the moment because Thirumavallavan has not yet arrived at the party headquarters. But the second line leaders of the party and also the party's functionaries, especially district secretaries, they are already at the party headquarters. So in a short while from now, we can expect Thirumavallavan to be here, and we can expect him to address the press conference in which he will publicly announce whether he is going to extend support to Vijay's TVK or not. And in case if Thiruma is extending support to TVK, then we can expect TVK Chief Vijay also to have a courtesy meet with VCK Chief Thirumavallavan. TVK Chief Vijay might travel from his residence to the VCK headquarters here in Ashok Nagar to have a courtesy call in case if the VCK is extending support to TVK is what we are given to understand. So all eyes will now be on the Thirumavallavan PC, which was supposed to take place at 10 a.m. but has been delayed now because of the delay in arrival of Mr. Thiruma.
All right, we're expecting that to happen in some time from now, because there exactly is the key that lies as to if Vijay would, form his government, because that seems to be the support that he is expecting. That will come in from the VCK side. So we are standing by for that briefing that was expected to begin at 10 o'clock. But all of the updates that you're watching on Times Now, you can also read an exclusive articles that are lined up for you on timesnownews.com on this very website. And of course, when it comes to the Vijay battle, this is what we have been talking about as far as giving the proof of the majority numbers, the multiple meetings that have happened with the governor's side. And of course, when we talk about West Bengal, because in some time from now, the swearing-in ceremony would happen. And of course, the big question that we are now asking, will Mamata Banerjee also attend Shubhendu Adhikari's swearing-in? BJP says invited as per protocol. Well, that seems to be the big developments there as we get you the live updates, both from West Bengal and also from Tamil Nadu. But for all of the updates, you can log in to timesnownews.com.